Hi, I'm Laura Ray, and I love Charlotte Tilbury products. They're amazing, at least the ones I have tried, but they come at a very high price. So I have a look for you today and some different products that I've tested in the past year or so that I feel are great alternatives. They give me the same look as I get when I use Charlotte Tilbury products. I also have another video I'll link that I've done about products I feel that are close dupes, but this is more alternatives, products that in the end give you that same glamorous, magical look. A few minutes ago, I applied a few products that I want to share with you before we get started as my base. I went in with my Biore sunscreen that I've talked so much about. It's a gel, it sinks right into the skin. I usually like to give it about 5 minutes before I apply my makeup. Also, I've put on the Aveeno Calm and Restore. This is a gel moisturizer that works beautifully under makeup. And then I've also put the Vichy Mineral. This is the eye serum. It has caffeine in it to sort of plump that under eye area. Now, if I were wanting the magic cream, something heavier on my skin, if you have dry skin, then this is a great alternative to Charlotte Tilbury's magic cream. It's the Paula's Choice Replenishing Moisturizer. I really enjoy this. I usually wear this at night. Another one that I love if you have oily skin and you're looking for a plumper look to your skin before applying makeup, then I love the Vichy Mineral 89. This also is great if you want something that dries quickly before you apply makeup. Charlotte Tilbury's foundation is just one of the most popular right now because it gives a beautiful glowy look, yet it's so thin. That's what I like about the Flawless Filter foundation that I have. But I found something that I've made myself I like even more. I bought this cushion. Now, I've tried so many different ones. They're basically all the same. It just depends what look you like. This one is gold. I have one in black and white. I love them all. I've bought at least 6 now that I have different products in. Now, many of you have asked me, what am I doing as far as filling the cushion? So I want to go over that really quickly before I apply it. I have taken this Catrice True Skin, which I love. It's a beautiful foundation. I'm in the shade Neutral Sand, number 30. And what I've done is I put about 15 little pumps into this plastic container, into the bottom. Now you can't see all the product right now because it's all soaked up in the cushion. And then you just lay the cushion back in. Now you'll have to experiment with it. I don't know how long this will last. I've tried different foundations and sometimes they last a couple of weeks and then I might need to add a pump in to sort of fill the cushion a little bit more. But all I do is take the little cushion sponge, press into it, and then start on the skin. Now what's amazing about this foundation is that it gives you great coverage. I don't even really need a concealer when I use this Catrice, yet with this application method, it's so thin. It gives you that Charlotte airbrushed look, which is really hard to get, I feel, with a regular brush. So I just press into the skin. I'm going to do one side of my face so you can see the difference. You can go like in little circles, just pressing and patting. It's just amazing how flawless this can make your foundation look. This is drugstore foundation. Now what I've done, also I wanted to mention, is I've mixed in with this Revlon Rose Glow Face Gloss. All of Charlotte Tilbury's products have this soft glow to them. That's why they even work, I feel, great on mature skin, is the glow is so soft looking. I've also tried mixing in the L'Oreal Lumi Glotion. This is in the shade Light, but if you have a deeper skin tone, it comes in Deep Glow. This could also be used to just bronze up the face and give that same luminosity. But I finished pretty much here with half of my face. I think my skin just has such a nice luminosity to it with this product. I love the way that looks. It's so thin that it doesn't accentuate my fine lines. Let's go ahead and do the other side. I just love this application. I have never found a better way to apply foundation than this cushion for my mature skin. It's just incredible. This is so buildable too. Now, those of you that watch my channel all the time know I've tried NYX Bear With Me in a cushion. I've tried a couple of different foundations that I already had in my collection, and they've all worked great using this. So I feel that the buzz about the cushion foundations from Korea is not so much the product, it's this delivery system. So you could take a foundation you already have, place it in one of the cushions that you like, depending on the design that you want. These are great for carrying in your purse too, because the little cushion pad just lays right here, and you have a mirror and everything, and it doesn't leak or make a mess in your purse. So I'm going to finish up, just put a little bit more around my mouth and nose. This is great for reapplying during the day too. If you feel like an area is wearing off, maybe like me, you've rubbed your nose a few times, instead of putting powder on, you can just go in with this and still get a beautiful, flawless look. I really love the look of this Catrice and the Revlon Glow Gloss. I think this is very natural looking. I noticed that my fine lines aren't standing out more like they do with a lot of foundation. Now I want to show you a really cool technique, or at least I think it's cool, for getting that Charlotte look, but with a cream. So what I'm going to do today is I'm taking my Boomstick. This is the Cindy Joseph Boomstick. This can be used on your cheeks, lips, eyes. Okay, and this is the shade. Now when I first got it, I thought this looks like a wet look of Charlotte Tilbury's Pillow Talk, but in the deeper Pillow Talk. I'm going to place this on my glass palette, this little bit. Now I'm going into Revlon. This is their So Fierce palette, and this is That's a Dub. And I'm going into this shade here, the second shade, and getting some product on my finger, and then I'm going to blend the two on here. Now I'm just going to go right on my lid. OMG, this is beautiful. And then just drag it out like this. What's great about this is we just made our own cream shadow. It's not going to give you a dull look like powder can. And if you want a little more berry to it, you could just go right back in here and just mix a little bit. But what I like about the Revlon shadow for mixing this particular one is that these have the same thin, watery kind of look, wet look I should say, that Charlotte's palette does in the pop shade. What's so interesting about the one pop shade that's included in her palettes is they have like a wet look to them. And so does this when you mix the Boomstick. Now you could even mix in another color. Let's take this lighter shade, and I'm going to take this and rub it on the palette. And let's just dab a little of the Boomstick. And now I'm going to go in the center just to lighten it up a little bit. So easy. I just did all of that with my fingers, and it gives you that same iridescence look that Charlotte Tilbury's products do. And this is so much better for a mature eye because the Boomstick, because of it being this cream, it moisturizes the eye, and it doesn't give you any of that crepey look that we can get on our eyes. I can definitely get a crepier look on my eyes when I use certain primers. They pull it in just like you see it shrivel like a prune. And then some shadows can do that to my eyes, but not these. I think that's beautiful. Let's go ahead and do the other eye. All right, so I'm taking my Boomstick, getting a nice little amount, lay it on the glass palette, just sort of smudge it. Then I'll go into my Revlon shade and blend it. And we just made our own shadow. And then I'm just pressing into the eye. Oh, I love this shade. So pretty. Now let's do a little bit more, and I'll go into the lighter shade in this palette just to give us more of a iridescence look in the center of the eye. Think of the possibilities for this. Think of all the beautiful cream shadows you could make yourself by using a stick like this mixed with other shades that you already own. I just love this. This is definitely Charlotte-esque. And now let's move on to liner. For liner, I'm going to do something a little different. Charlotte always has this smudgy look on the liner. I'm taking this Revlon So Fierce. This is their vinyl eyeliner. And I'm not going to just go directly on my eye. What I'm going to do is take this little brush, load product onto the brush. This is so much easier than trying to draw a straight line or smudge it later. And then I'm just going to go start in the middle, get it going, then go towards the inner part of my eye, and then go out and up a little bit. I'm just pulling up on the edge at this angle. So I'm sort of lining it up with the edge of my brow here, just smudging up. Now this shade that I'm using is a brown, and I think you can get such a beautiful smoky eye look with brown instead of using black. And now I want to go under the eye a little bit, just in the outer third, just to open my eye up a little bit. I'm not going to go all the way across. Another great thing I like about putting it on a brush is you don't have to worry if your pencil's super sharp or not. That doesn't even come into play. As long as you have some product there to dip into, you're good. I'm going right in the middle. Get it going. Now I'm going down to the inner part of the eye. This is so much easier than doing it with the actual pencil. I've been doing this lately and it just has been a game changer. And a good thing to do also is open your eyes as you're working so you can see where the line is going and if it's going to be visible or not. I think we're pretty good here. Now let me get the outer third of the bottom lashes. I do have Charlotte's concealer. I love it. It's very thin and very pigmented, but I have found this works just as great. It's from Neutrogena. It's the Radiant Cream Concealer. I like to go on the inner part of the eye and the outer. We're going to sort of pull that up. I'm grabbing my cushion sponge and I'm just going to go in the inner corner. What a difference. Now the great thing about this cushion sponge is you could take the edge. Let me dab this in a little bit. Take the edge and sort of just pull it up so you get a more lifted look. But I just press in. And I'm going to put a little bit under my brow. I like to use concealer under the brow, not anything shimmery because that brings my eye forward, makes it look even more deep set. And I have very deep set eyes. So I like to use something matte under the brow. And I'm going to do my brows next, but that'll give me a nice little lifted look before I do my brows. Let's go ahead and set with powder. I have a couple that I love. Of course, my Can Make that I talk about all the time. I'm going to press that in. But I want to show another wonderful powder that's so reasonable. I think it's actually right now, it's $8.92 on Amazon. I think that's incredible. And I'm going to use that under my eyes. It's from Revlon and it's this Photo Ready blurring powder. I've talked about this before. I've used it even in a deeper shade as contour, but I am such a fan of this powder. I'm going to finger powder. So I'm just putting some on my finger and then very lightly pressing into those areas, first on the corner and inner corner, and then with the tiny little bit of powder that's left, dabbing in the center. There we go. This finger powdering is a great way to do your powder around your nose also. So a lot of makeup artists do this. They just do a little bit of finger powdering in strategic spots where you lose powder or you want such a slight amount. You don't want it to look cakey. I'm even going to take some and blend out the edges here of my eyeshadow, sort of just make sure that that's not going to move. This is such a nice powder. I cannot believe how reasonably priced it is. It works beautifully. It's very lightweight, and they call it blurring, and I totally agree with them. I think this does blur the skin. Both of these powders I feel are a great alternative to Charlotte Tilbury's airbrush powder. I have that. I've used it for a couple of years, and I feel like the texture of these is so similar. They're very thin and easy to blend, so I don't really see a difference on my skin between the two, so there's quite a savings here. One other little trick I want to show you for the eyeshadow before we move on to brows is I have this Milani Pure Passion palette. This has been compared to Charlotte Tilbury so many times on the internet. I haven't found a shade that is perfectly like Pillow Talk, but very, very close. Now, one way you can get that wet look is to take one of these shadows that looks a lot like the ones in her palette and mix it with a cream shadow. So I've got the Revlon shadow. This is shade 725. It's gold. And again, all I would do if I were doing this is dip my finger in this, take my glass palette and sort of just smudge it. You need so little. And that's another thing that I like about this method is you get such a thin wash of color on your eyes. It's perfect for mature skin. My eyes don't need heavy shadows. It just weighs them down and makes my eyes look much older. And so then I smudge this and you have such a beautiful gorgeous shade that is very Charlotte-esque. Charlotte's got her legendary brows. My brows are never going to be legendary, but I want to show you something so affordable. Her kit has 3 different products. I have 2 here. I am loving this brow sessive from Wet n Wild. So what I'm going to do first to make my brows as legendary as they can be is brush through my brows first with this, just to give it something for my brow pencil to hold on to. So let's just do both sides. So what's cool about this pencil from Flower Beauty, it has almost like an Artiste mini brush on the end. It's flat, it's very dense, and then a very fine point on the brow pencil. So I'm going to start and do the top of my brow. So I'm starting and giving extra hairs to the top portion. One thing I would say too, to give that legendary lifted brow look, I had some hairs growing further down. I have shaved them off and shortened my brow so that it's higher and lifts my eyes. Then I just go in and fill in any little sparse parts. Now, another little trick I found with these brow type products, you can layer them like you layer other makeup and go the wrong way. First, I go the way you would normally go to brush your brows, but then I go the opposite way, and I found that coats the hairs on different parts of the hair so that they really do look thicker. Now it's going to look a little wild here for a minute, but then I'll brush them back. And this really thickens the brows up. There we go. Now you can see the difference between the 2 brows with pencil and with the brow sessive and without it. Okay, let's go ahead and do the other brow. So I'm going to brush through again, give it another little coat. I'm going over this really gently. I don't want the hair to get too much product on it. And then I'll go in with my pencil. I love what a fine point this has. I'll start and do the top of the brow. And then the bottom. Giving it a little more shape, then I'll just fill in. And then using the little mini brush on the end, brush through and blend everything. I love this brush instead of a spoolie. It's very innovative. I like that so much. I think that Fenty Beauty has one similar to this pencil. But for the brows I started with, I'm really happy with these results. All right, let's finish up the eyes with some mascara. I'm going to use the Maybelline Sky High. This is a great mascara for an affordable price. Charlotte's mascara says that it gives you a lot of length. From the drugstore, I feel this mascara gives me about the most length of any I've tried. And I'm just starting at the base of the lash. One thing I love about this mascara, this one, by the way, is plastic. I typically don't like plastic. I like the old-fashioned kind of wands, but in this case, I love it because it actually grips the bottom of the lashes so that I can hold on to it and get a good wiggle in the bottom. I like getting very close to the lash line because the product lays there and almost gives you like you've tight lined your eyes. I really don't like tight lining my eyes, and I don't very often. So I can like even bend, look at how I'm bending my lashes here. This gives you where you can really get in there without hurting your eye. So I'm holding the lashes almost like I'm using a lash curler and then pulling up. And they do really look nice and open. I love the look that this mascara gives. Now I'm going to go ahead, I forgot to charge my heated curler. I'm hoping it's going to make it through the video, but I'm going to go ahead and get it hot as I can. If not, I'll have to go without curl lashes today, but I love my heated curler. I just use it basically if I'm wanting to go somewhere special. I don't use it every day, but it's nice to have because it really does lift the lashes. Even my husband commented the other day, he said, "Wow, what have you been doing to your lashes? They really stand out." When I did the video for Merit, he saw it and said, "Wow, those lashes." So I'm going to go ahead and curl while I've got some heat on this. And you just hold it here a few seconds and then just roll it up. It's that simple. This is not rocket science, which is why I like it so much. Wow, that is really getting some curl. My daughter saw the curler also and was like, "I need that in my life." Just spread out. Now, some of you have asked me about cleaning the curler. It's so much easier to wipe off when it's warm than to clean it with the little brush they send with it when it's dry. So I have found that I really like to just wipe it off while it's warm. Let's move on to cheeks. I am so excited about this little concoction that I've created. This is the L'Oreal Magic Lumi. This is an older product, but Charlotte Tilbury has a wand contour that is so popular. It's sold out so often. I have not tried it for that reason. I've gone to buy it and it's sold out. So what I did, I bought this in the shade Deep, and I'm going to be using this today like her wand. So this has a little brush on it. I'm going to dab it right where I want the contour, and then take my little sponge here and just pat. Now, because this is Lumi, this has that beautiful luminosity that Charlotte's products have, but such an affordable price. I love the look of this. I would just wear this alone, but I'm going to show you some other things today. But I just go right along the cheekbone with this. So easy to apply, and then dab. And I don't dab down because that's going to draw my face down. So I try to bring it up a little bit on the cheekbone. It's just going to be under my blush, which is going to give it a little more of a luminous look. So I'm good with that. Now I've got another concoction I'm going to make. I'm going back for my cheeks to my Boomstick. And I'm going to put that on my glass. Now, one of the hottest limited edition products from Charlotte Tilbury is her Pinkgasm palette. I was actually going to buy that to show in the video for a comparison, and the first day it was sold out. She keeps doing that. She brings back limited edition, and then in a day they're gone. But so many people have compared it to this palette from Milani. So what I'm going to do to make that Pinkgasm blushy look is take a little bit of this on my finger. I'm going to mix a couple of shades. All of these shades are amazing. And mix it with the Boom on the palette, just like I did with the eyeshadow. So you can see I've got a little bit of product, and I think I'll add a little more Boom to this till you make it almost into a little thin paste. That's what I'm going for, a little thin paste. And now watch the magic happen. This is beautiful. So luminous, just like her blushes. I do have the tube of the Pinkgasm, and this is like the kind of look that it gives. Look at how little product I use. Now that's the thing, on mature skin, we want to get away with as little product as we can, as little powder, because it's just going to keep adding layers to our skin. And this, oh my gosh, I'm blown away. This looks so beautiful, so luxe, and look at how easy that was. Now, if you want to bring down that shimmer a little bit, or you don't like shimmer at all, I have found this Korean product. This is called Classic Collection Afternoon Tea. And when I saw this, I just thought those shades are so Charlotte-esque. Those would be great alternatives to her blush. So I'm going to take my little Dew Care brush and brush a little of this on top. Now this has 3 shades, one that's peach, one like a pillow talk, and then one that's a little deeper. Let's go into the middle shade here. Now another little trick I want to show you is take your brush, and instead of hitting it and knocking powder off, work it into the brush. That will give you more of an airbrushed look and a lot less mess. You just have to wash your hands at the end, that's all. So I'm going in, pushing the powder in, and then right on the cheekbone. Now that takes that down a little bit. I'm going to add a little blush to the top of my head, like as if I'm getting sun, and just bring it down and sort of tie all of this together. Now the part of the video I am also so excited about, the lips. I have a great alternative for you for Charlotte's line of Pillow Talk Diamonds. I can't get over this, but first we're going to line the lip and give a base shade, and the Flower Beauty Tickle Me Pink Scribble Stick is such a great dupe for Charlotte Tilbury's original Pillow Talk. Now she's come out with some different shades, deeper shades, which I'm so excited about for people that have a deeper skin tone. It'll look more like this looks on a fair skin. I'm on the end of fair. I'm almost like light medium is my shade, but I'm going above the lip line a little bit, and then going from the bottom up to sort of match And then I'm just going to fill in with this. Now this can be used on the cheeks, eyes. This is very matte, but wait till you see the diamonds we're going to be putting on these lips. People, when Charlotte came out with this Pillow Talk Diamonds, were disappointed because this shade is said to be a rosy pink. This is Pillow Talk Diamonds, so this is supposed to be the diamond version of the Pillow Talk lipstick. I can see where they would say that because it's very gold on the lips, but I have something a little more pink that I think is beautiful to share that's so affordable. Now this is Lucky Diamonds, and this is a bronze coral pink. So she came out with these two shades. They're $34. I have some as low as $2.85 to share with you. These are all from Almay. They're so difficult to find, but they're still on Amazon while you can get them. And I have ordered them, as many as I can, because they're beautiful. The shade I'm going to use is Cosmic. It's their Almay Golden Gloss. And watch this. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Now this looks just like the Pillow Talk Diamonds, but this comes at such an affordable price. Now there's other ones that I'm in love with. This one here is Fairy, and it is such a beautiful pink. This is what I think people wanted when she created Pillow Talk Diamonds, something a little more pink and a little less bronze, so I'm going to add a little. Now the fun thing about these glosses is you can mix them and create your own colors. I've been mixing the shades that I've purchased, and I can't believe the gorgeous shades that I've come up with. Some of these Almay glosses are very sheer, so if you put them on alone, you're just going to get more of seeing your own lip with some more of a shimmer to it. I like to put a lipstick on first as the base and then use these as toppers. But how beautiful is that? If that's not Charlotte-esque, I don't know what is. One other lipstick that's a beautiful dupe for Pillow Talk is number 173 from L'Oreal. I know some of you aren't fans of the smell of these and you don't like L'Oreal, but I find that the scent wears off quickly and I just love this shade. It's the same texture of the original Pillow Talk, so I will always keep this in my collection. I know many of you have mentioned Spice Petal, and I checked online, and right now on the Flower Beauty website, they're out of stock. They don't have it on Amazon, so hopefully they'll get that in stock soon. But in the meantime, I think the Scribble Stick is a great replacement. It's not shiny like the Spice Petal. The Spice Petal has a very luminous look to it. This is matte, but it's a great shade match. Now to seal everything, I'm going to spray this fan brush with some e.l.f. Makeup Mist and Set. This particular one does not have alcohol in it, and I like to just go over my makeup. This way, I always seem to spray it in my eyes somehow, so I like to do it. You get a fine mist. This way you can control where you're placing it. I don't like spraying it on a big brush like this because, again, it goes on too heavy. This is like a feather touch, and it's great for going under the eye. So if you want to set that concealer that you applied, this is a great way to do that. And I think we are all set. This is my final Charlotte Tilbury-esque look. I hope you will join me over on Instagram. I love seeing you over there. It's a way for us to get to know each other better. Also, if you enjoyed this video and want more of these, please make sure you're subscribed to my channel, hit the like button. Otherwise, YouTube won't let you know I've even uploaded a video. Now this week, I have for the giveaway my favorite lip mask, the Beauty Hacks Lip Mask. If you're interested, all you need to do is be subscribed to my channel, leave a like and a comment. I would love to hear what body wash you are enjoying. I am using this week the Dial Lavender and Jasmine. One of you recommended it to me and it's beautiful. So this is my body wash of the week. I hope that you will have an amazing week and I will see you soon.